A change of scenery. We left Fornells and headed round the corner to Puerto de Cala de Adia, which was a lovely, very popular spot. We wasted no time and hopped straight into the summer's dinghy to go for a spot of snorkeling.
I saw a school of fish and I swam with them.
Oh, wow.
This is a girl who's only just learnt to swim unaided. The evening came, the kids were being looked after, so the adults went to explore the headland.
Oh, look at those cacti. Shipwrecks. Pole vault. Yep.
Everything started falling over.
Where was that on the end?
Local winery.
And back for a drink, a pudding and some lizard action.
Cheers!
The next day we watched all 5 hours of the Olympics opening ceremony with the kids.
This is weird.
It was very French. And then it was time to leave, but a muddy bottom meant that we had to clean the chain. Back past the little houses that look like Barbie houses. We had to leave the canopy up because it was so hot. Meanwhile, down below,
What are you making, girlies?
A dice.
Nice.
With the greatest shape in the world. The dodecahedron. I love it. It's my
What have you
favourite.
just made this morning, Tels?
I made a clip. So it looks really good.
And it really works. She tried it.
It's like an M on it from Matilda.
Nice.
3D printing whilst sailing, and reading books. We headed to the anchorage past the entrance to Fornells, as we had read about a shipwreck good for snorkeling. The ship was a merchant ship called the Benil, which sank here on the 19th of December 1981. I found these photos and some information on shipsnostalgia.com, and their account reads, On December the 19th, 1981, a freighter of 4,810 tons of cargo was stranded on the Fornells coast of Cala Tyrant. A strong northwest wind that in some moments rolled to the north was able to raise waves of up to 8 meters in height. Fortunately, none of the crew were hurt thanks to the rapid intervention of some volunteers, but the merchant ship was stranded against the rocks. The Benil was an old Panamanian flag freighter, painted grey and white. With a crew of 16, they were all Turkish nationality, including the captain. Her length was 99 metres with a beam of 13 metres, and she was launched in 1958. Coming back up to the surface is always such a contrast to the secret world below, a beautiful home to fish, and a reminder that out of every disaster, beauty can thrive. A lovely afternoon had by all, but the excitement was only just beginning. We sailed back round into Fornells, showered, had tea, and went into town.
If we find
You fit my shoes now, and that t-shirt I wear.
No, we weren't shopping. This is our recycling to put in the bins. Spain is very good at recycling. It was pretty busy, and we were about to find out why. We had no idea what was going on. I had to give the camera to Tilly, who was aloft her dad's shoulders. Are those horses? Yes, they are. When I was a kid, I was told not to stand or walk behind a horse for fear of getting a good kicking. People here didn't seem to have that fear. We would later find out that this was the annual horse festival dating back to the 14th century, in which horses are made to dance amongst the crowd whilst an orchestra plays the same song over and over again. The crowd then mobs the horses as they rear up. It's completely bonkers, but I loved it, and I loved how reckless it was, as being from health and safety mad Britain meant that we'd never experienced anything like this. So we did what any parent would do. We lifted our kids onto some wheelie bins so that they could watch their dad go and get a closer look. That was the end of their go, and another pair would be brought in to have a go. And so it went on for hours. You can see how full the dinghy park was.
That's a pretty cool shot actually, all those lights. It looks like Twinkling City. Like they're all anchored boats.
We always leave our spreader lights on so that we can find Esperance in the darkness. The next day, we went to see the aftermath. Lots of straw, and in the back streets, horses, as we found out they would be doing it all again today.
Weirdest festival ever.
This is a mirror on the front of a horse, and it's considered lucky if you see yourself in it. They were all stood in that same pose. We left the horses to get ready whilst we went off to explore the headland.
No chokers, anytime.
We came across Fornells Tower Fortress, a defence tower built by the British in the early 19th century to guard the entrance to Fornells harbour.
This tower on the Mallorcan coast was built between 1801 and 1802. The desk is over there. The man standing in front of that, waiting the bread. 1713, Majorca came under the English crown along with Gibraltar until 1756, when taken over by the French due to the changes resulting in the 7 Years' War.
The original entrance door was on the first floor and was reached by a wooden ladder that could be pulled up in the event of attack. The tower has a water tank, storage for weapons, ammunition and food, a floor that housed the garrison and an artillery platform.
Staircase. Spiral staircase.
On the top floor, is a tower of artillery, and they heat up the cannonballs like in Gibraltar. We learned about heating the cannonballs up, and they turn into red hot cannonballs so they can throw them to the enemy ships to set fire to them.
And it has one tongue.
And back to the horse festival. We were backstage. You can see just how many horses take part.
Well, the horses are already going for it. They can hear the music.
We were not going to get through this way, so we headed round to the other side where they come off after they've performed. And then headed for an ice cream. As I'm so far behind on the videos, I would like to thank everybody who's bought us an ice cream in the last few months. So, thanks to Duncan, the Anderson clan, Dave and Ginger, Bill and Lou, Dan, Lynn Holloway, Topperman, Alan, M. Ed, Finley and Juno, Mick and Fran, Liz and Ian from Ovni Life, Sebs Snell, Jerry, Theodore and Lilia, Matthew, Hannah, Ezra and Oriel, Lynn and Andy, Angela, Team Cobweb and Marilyn. Thank you so much. It's been so lovely to enjoy all these ice creams all summer. The kids had a dip and then it was back to the boat. There's no point having a boat that looks like a pirate ship if you don't make your kids walk the plank.
A bit scared of that one.
It was so hot that we had to set up our beds in the cockpit.
Right. Auf Wiedersehen.